Hello, TJ Bellotti here again. Thanks for stopping back. All right, parts of this are only going to apply to some of you. Probably more than less, but nonetheless. Whenever I started my business, the very first thing I did, I remember it was a cold, late winter, late winter, early spring evening. Because I remember it was kind of drizzling, but it was cold. I was standing outside of a Kinko's. Kinko's was a nationwide chain that did copy and printing and things like that. I had 20 bucks in my pocket. I had bartended earlier that day. And I wanted to get flyers printed so I could start putting out flyers to start my business. I had 20 bucks in my pocket, so I walked in to the Kinko's and I said, here's what I want. I want a one-page flyer that has the name of my business, the services we provide, which was apartment cleaning, and a price schedule. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, whatever, and the amount that it would cost for each one. I said, how many can I get with 20 bucks? And they said, you can get 500. So I got my 500 flyers. They kind of did a quick mock-up of it. And remember, this was like 1992, 1993. So it was like a Word document that was blown up. It wasn't great, but whatever, it worked. I gave them my 20 bucks. I went back to my apartment. The next day I got up, and the apartment complex I lived in at the time, there was one key that got into every building on the complex. There were a total of, coincidentally, about 500 apartment units. And I think there was like 25 buildings. I don't remember, but that one key got me into every building. So the next morning I got up and I went building to building, and I set a flyer in front of every single apartment door in that entire complex. That same day, I got 2 phone calls. One was from a guy who lived in a studio apartment, and one was from a guy that lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. I put them both on a schedule, and then I thought, I don't have anything to clean their apartments with. I have a vacuum of my own, and I have a couple cleaning products. So I literally went back to my mom's house, and I raided her closet that had all the cleaning products in it, and I stole some rags from my mom. And we went and cleaned that apartment, the first one. And it was a little weird, because the first time you go in there, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm a little freaked out that I'm in somebody else's house. But I did what I had to do, finished up. He gave me the money for that job. I left there and I went to the second job. Did the same thing, cleaned that studio apartment. Here's the funny thing about the guy with the studio apartment. At the time, he was single. He had just started his own business. He and his brother, coincidentally, had just started his own business of pool supply company. And 25 years later, they still call us when they need anything done. They now live in, probably a 6,000 square foot house. Beautiful neighborhood. We have a number of clients that are his neighbors. But we came up all those years together. But that's a little bit of an aside. The part that I want to talk about is I had the flyers, I put them out, I had phone calls, I had people scheduled for work, but I didn't have any equipment. I didn't have any supplies. So I kind of cobbled together what I could from me and what I stole from my mom. But some of you are going to start a business, say a landscape company or a graphic design company or a carpentry business, you name it. So how do you get all your supplies if you don't have the stuff already? And this is obviously to people that are 16, 17, 18 years old that want to start a small company and only have a few bucks. Go on Craigslist. It is the greatest place to buy quality, used equipment for an excellent price. We now do things like yard cleanup and exterior house cleaning, pressure washing and whatnot. I still buy equipment from Craigslist to this day. This past year, we needed a new backpack leaf blower. I went on Craigslist. Within about 2 minutes, I found a $325 machine for $100. I called him. I said, I'm coming by in 10 minutes. I'd like to look at it. 10 minutes after I got there, I handed him the $100, and I had a $325 leaf blower. I did the same thing with a pressure washer. We needed a new pressure washer. Looked it up on Craigslist, went and got one for about a third of the price. You can do this for anything, any of the businesses you want to start. Don't go out and buy brand new equipment. You're going to have people telling you, well, you have to have the warranty and you need to spend the money on the greatest and best piece. No, you don't. There have been times, and actually the pressure washer story itself is interesting. We had a pressure washer, and it was not working. So we needed another one, but we didn't have any pressure washing jobs lined up. A couple weeks later, my brother called, said we have a pressure washing job lined up. That day, I went on Craigslist to find the pressure washer. I didn't want to put my money into a piece of equipment that was going to sit for 3 weeks before I needed it. Because it was earlier in the summer. We don't do a whole lot earlier in the summer. It's mostly in the fall when we do a lot of pressure wash work. So, whenever you're looking to buy equipment, buy supplies for your business, and it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're someone that bakes pies for a business, at some point you're going to need new pie tins or a new stove. I don't know, a new blend, a new mixer. Don't spend all your money on the high-end equipment. Buy what's going to work. Buy a piece of quality equipment, but don't buy the brand new piece if you don't need to. You can buy the used piece that's working well. It'll last you just as long. So I guess the whole crux of this whole thing is be smart with your money, because you only have a little bit of it. You need to make money. You need to make more money using the money that you have. You don't need to be buying stuff. So whether you're buying a car, that car's another great example. I use an old beat-up blue pickup truck. Works perfect. I could go buy a brand new truck. I could put a wrap on it and make it look like the best truck in the city for my business. But at the end of the day, that truck's not going to make me that much more money than the truck that I currently have. So instead of having that big expense, I can use that money to get back into marketing to get more clients and then be able to hire employees to do the work. So be very wise with your money. Be cheap even. And I don't mean buy cheap stuff. Cheap stuff breaks too often. But buy the best quality you can at the smartest price you can. So that's my money tip of the day. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.